I'm a lobbyist for Black men in construction. And I got involved with this 5 years ago when I looked at the disparity study of African Americans, particularly Black men in construction, and I was completely mortified. When I looked at African American males, per Dr. Claude Anderson, have an unemployment rate of 54% nationally. When it fell to 6%, they called it the Great Depression. Locally, Black males are a 38% unemployment rate. Construction can heal that. I tell people that everywhere we go, that we brought construction here per the United States Library of Congress, and I stand 10 toes down on that, and I'm very proud of that. I just told the city of Dallas that, and the Mayor Pro Tem, and she just looked at me big-eyed, did the whole PowerPoint presentation for her. I said, yes, we brought it here to America, as well as civil engineers, as well as architecture. Black men invented all of that. I said, you never heard of the Moors? You didn't hear about the Dark Ages in Europe 800 years? Oh, those were Black men. So wherever I go, I always tell your story, and I always express your fight, because nobody else tells your story. Nobody else cries and fights for Black males here in this country. And that's what this organization is about, is building Black men to their rightful place and getting you to your rightful place in an industry that you started. So don't get me started, amen. So I'm excited here. We've got Councilwoman Deborah Peoples, who's going to be our keynote. So we have some food over here and wine. So I'm going to give her a few minutes, and then we're going to start with our ceremony. These three individuals that we are honoring are exceptional. These are brothers that have built capacity in our industry. One of the reasons why I named this organization United is because that is the one issue that we have amongst our people. If we would only unite. And I encourage everybody, read the slave narratives. Yes, we did read, and yes, we did write. Frederick Douglass has one called My Bondage and My Freedom. And I've never been able to complete My Bondage and My Freedom because I cry. I can't take it. I just can't take it. But the number one rule in the field was you could not help each other. And if they caught you helping each other, you were severely beat. So that's why I decided I was appointed and anointed to do this work, to call this organization United. And that's been my biggest task, is bringing us together socially, economically, where we work together and we pull our resources together. But those who God chooses, God uses. So I know that I've earmarked 20 years of my life to this, and I'm in my 5th year. And I tell everybody the motto for United Black Contractors this year is all gas and no brakes. So we're going for all the Hail Marys that we can get. So we got people still coming. If you all will please partake of the refreshments that we have. The councilwoman is on her way, and then she's going to come do a presentation. All of the honorees from the city of Fort Worth, all of you have worked for the city of Fort Worth. I was proudly telling her about GCC. I was telling her about Edwin Jones at EJS, PNC. All of you have worked in the city of Fort Worth. And one of the reasons why we are here in the Doc Bookstore, the Black Mecca of DFW. It's a mother and 2 daughters that started this business 18 years ago. They told them that a bookstore would never survive. They told them that Black folks are not going to buy books. And so I've watched them grow and expand. But I wanted us to celebrate here and be able to partake and purchase and buy. It's a small venue, but it means a lot to us here in North Texas. So, but anyway, I digress. The councilwoman is going to come. She's going to talk about all the wonderful projects that are coming into Tarrant County. Dallas is just about built out. What's going on in Dallas, you're going to see a lot of remodels, renovations, but the new construction in the Southeast Corridor is going to be here in Fort Worth. Fort Worth North has a lot of land assemblage and vacant land. There's a lot of vacant and new land in the Southeast Corridor, so there's a lot of work for construction here. And so she's going to talk about the capacity building here with the city of Fort Worth and how she's working on to build capacity in lieu of us losing DEI. But how many of you know what God says and what man says are 2 different things? Go ahead and raise your hand. No, we're not in church. But I said this to say, excuse my language, but the hell with DEI, right? I believe in God. So I'm not worried about us losing. That's all I heard, but we're losing. When we had DEI, excuse me, before 1974, we didn't have DEI. Do you know that we had more Black-owned business 1900 to 1975 and we didn't have it? We actually digressed after we got DEI. But don't get me started on that. So I just want to encourage all of you that may feel like you're impacted by DEI, remember GOD, and continue the fight and stay in the fight wherever your prospective industries are. But her family is so iconic here in the city of Fort Worth. Her sister desegregated the courts. I mean, I could go on. Her niece built a huge economic commercial development project in Southeast Fort Worth. That's the first Walmart we've ever had in Southeast Fort Worth. Yeah, her niece bought the first Walmart commercial development. This young lady here is former Democratic chair of Tarrant County, and she says the word lost, but I get upset when she says that. I always correct her. She ran for mayor of Fort Worth.
Twice.
Wait a minute. I can't stand when she say that now. Now, I will say this. We were so proud of her because the downtown community, they thought, oh, we're going to raise all these millions of dollars. And, boy, the black community, and she's going to talk about it. She raised $1 million from the black community. And some of you in here contributed to her campaign. Some of you here supported her in that. And she says the word lost, but there were 10 people that was in the mayoral race. And there was a young white female, extremely rich, with the Bass family, you name it, Amon Carter behind her, you name it. She came in under Deborah. So Deborah was 31%. I'm not sure what her percentage was, but in the general election, Miss Deborah Peoples had the highest percentage of all the other 10 candidates and raised $1 million. Let's give her a round of applause for that. That's why I said you didn't lose. And it went into a runoff, and it was a 6% difference. But I'm so excited that this young lady is now our District 5 representative for the city of Fort Worth. We are currently in her council district.
Yes.
And I want to thank her so much for coming up.
Oh, good. No, I got my tennis shoes.
Okay, yeah, she's okay. She's a ball of energy and fire. And without further ado, our councilwoman, because I live in District 5.
That's right.
The infamous Deborah Peoples, the Honorable Deborah Peoples. Thank you.
No, it is not honorable. It is infamous. And so let me tell you why I like to talk about running for mayor twice and losing, and running for county judge and losing. As entrepreneurs, you understand loss. Loss is what got many of you up and moving, or the potential for loss. You want me to use this?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I grew up in a family. My grandfather was a barber. He grew up, I had a great uncle who was a lawyer, another great uncle who was a barber, but my granddaddy got run out of East Texas and was on his way to California and stopped in Odessa, Texas, and saw opportunity. There were no black barbers out there. They had no black beauticians. There was nothing. So my granddaddy, being the entrepreneur that he was, started a business. He had a barber shop, a beauty shop. He had a cab stand, Durham's colored cabs. He had all these rent houses that he bought. And I tell everybody, I didn't realize till I was almost grown, Jeff, my granddaddy had an indoor toilet. And see, all you young folks, y'all don't know nothing about no indoor toilets. But my granddaddy had an indoor toilet. And you go in his house, and there was a door to the toilet, but there was another door on this side that was always hooked when we were there. I didn't realize it. But in the cab stand, and the barber shop, when black folks worked all week and came in, they would do, it's called an S and a shave and a shower. They would go in the barber shop, get their hair cut, and then they pay, and they go in that bathroom, and they would shower and clean up for Saturday night.
Right.
So, let me tell you, so loss is not a bad thing for me. Loss gives you the opportunity to grow. And as entrepreneurs, you all have had to make different serious choices about how to keep your business alive. And that, to me, is what makes you grow and what makes you successful. And I'm going to pick on Jeff Postel because, Jeff, I know everything wasn't easy for you when you got started. there are many days you had to make a decision about whether you were going to eat or you were going to put your money into the business.
Right.
That is what we have had to do. As my grandmother used to say, we're going to make a way out of no way. And as entrepreneurs and contractors, I know you understand the concept of loss, but oh, does it make winning so much easier when the winning comes. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about me and District 5, and I'll tell you, I was born for this. My whole idea, the whole reason I ran for office is not to have a title, but to make sure that we could create and fulfill opportunities for people who look like me. Now, of course, I represent the whole city of Fort Worth, so I gotta work on opportunities for everything else, but I need to make sure that we are continuing to create opportunities for wealth among people of color. You know, I love this up here where it says generational wealth. We of all races have had the hardest time trying to create generational wealth, but that is what it's about, is creating something that we can pass to our children and they can pass to their children. But it only happens when we have people in power who make sure that we don't just hand out opportunities, but we make sure that you get seen and get a fair chance and an equal chance to be it. And that's my job. That is what, when I look at me and I see, and I talk about why I ran, I work for you all. I don't care whether you live in District 5. My job is to make sure that black businesses and minority businesses get a fair chance to compete for business in the city of Fort Worth. The city of Fort Worth is a $4 billion business. We have construction projects, but we also have relationships with other entities that have construction projects. And so that's my job, is to make sure that you get an opportunity to bid on those things and to look for those things. And so, yes, Tammy says stop telling it, but God says we all have an opportunity for 70. Well, God gave me 13. And so I'm going to make sure that these 73 years don't go to waste. You all, I'm looking at y'all, and I know, Andrea, that you don't know about segregation. I grew up in segregated schools until I was in the 10th grade in high school. I wish I had had an opportunity to graduate from a segregated school, because I had teachers who loved me and expected good things of me and set expectations. But I will tell you, I know how hard that we have had to work to create generational wealth. And it is because I know how hard we have had to work, I have made it my mission to ensure that people who look like me get an opportunity. Amen. And so Tammy asked me yesterday, and so he's not here tonight, but I want y'all to know there's a black contractor that does playground equipment. And that's a big business. When we do playgrounds and stuff, that is a big business. Well, yesterday we had an opportunity to break ground at Mosier Valley Park. And for those of you who don't know about Mosier Valley was a historical African American community that really got created because the city of Euless and the city of Fort Worth did not want black folks living there. So they gave them some land, and black folks went out and created an amazing community called Mosier Valley. Had its own schools, churches, everything. Well, you know what happened over time. Over time, the city wanted that land back. And so, but what they did is they zoned it industrial, so they started bifurcating the community and putting lots of industrial businesses out there and driving many of the original homeowners away. And so it is in my district, and I made a commitment to the councilwoman who was before me, Gina Bibbins, that I was going to take care of Mosier Valley. because we have got to do things like continuing to keep our history alive and continuing to make sure that we take care of those things and we don't allow them to disappear. And so we broke ground yesterday on Mosier Valley. There is going to be a 6-acre park out there with walking trails and everything, and we made that happen. They kept putting it off and putting it off, and I said, no, we're not going to put it off anymore. That is why you all elected me, is to get things done. That is why Tammy knows I am committed to making sure that we do things. I think Jeff Postel knows that I will go to the wall and fight for him, but I will fight for you, because this is what you elect people who look like you to do. And if we're not doing it, then you better make sure that you vote me out. And so I believe, and so I know we're going to talk about, I want you all to get contracts, because when you get contracts, you create jobs. And you create jobs that pay living wages for people. Now, I understand you hire people of all races, but I used to say, we are the first people to make sure that our folks get hired. We are. I mean, it's very simple. I used to work for AT&T and worked for them for 34 and a half years and retired as a vice president. They used to say my shop was the Black House. But then they would always wonder why we were so successful. And I said, it's because you all don't look at the folks that I hire. You hire your cousin and your uncle's child or somebody else's girlfriend or boyfriend. I look for the best person. That means I interview black folks, brown folks, Asian folks. I interview everybody, and you all just interview people who look like you. Well, I ended up with some of the best and the brightest. And so that is what I see as my charge, and my job is to make sure that we create opportunities. And so tonight, Tammy, I know we are here to honor some amazing contractors, and I am pleased to be in the house to do that, because I want you to know that the city of Fort Worth, while we went through some tough times with our DEI contracts, we worked with both the chambers to ensure that we made sure that the city of Fort Worth was still open and alive and thriving for people of color. So there is still opportunity. Don't get it twisted when they talk about we did away with DEI. No, we may have done away with it on paper, but the practice is we are still creating opportunities for people of color, and we are still going to be in that business. And as long as I am sitting in that seat for District 5, know that I am your champion and will do the work. Thank you. And don't laugh at my tennis shoes, because this is my 5th event today, and those heels were kicking my butt. Okay.
Let's give another round of applause. You don't find very many elected officials that will say, if I'm not doing my job, then vote me out. So that speaks volumes to me of her commitment and her energy, and you have the support of United Black Contractors.
Thank you.
And we know that you have a lot of upcoming events that's coming up, projects, as well as re-election next year. And we can put our I tell everybody, we're not 501c3, so we can openly endorse. But thank you so much, Councilwoman People. Thank you so much. All right, so Donna, where's she at? Donna Craddock, come on up. Let's give Donna Craddock, the owner of the Bookshop, round of applause. I said, you gotta come up and say a little something to everybody. I'm so proud. This is a mom and 2 daughters that came here from Nebraska, and they'll tell you the story how people told them, oh, black folks are not gonna buy books, and look where we are 18 years now.
Yeah, it will be 18 years in May.
Okay, Timmy insists I say something.
Well, brag about the award that you all got last night.
Yes, ma'am. And you know what? It was a double honor because you presented the award to us. So thank you for that. She's speaking of the Arts Fort Worth Award that was awarded to actually my sister and the Bookshop And it was an honor. It was a great night. And Deborah Peoples, Councilwoman Deborah Peoples, presented the award to my sister. So it was a beautiful, beautiful evening. So thank you for that. And she tied us in with the Harlem Renaissance.
That's right.
You know, it was a beautiful, beautiful tribute. So thank you for that. All right, the Doc Bookshop, we've been around for 18 years, and we are family owned and operated. We're all about community books and reading and culture. So, you know, we just, we have all types of events here at the Doc Bookshop. Every Tuesday we have our open mic night. So if you like poetry and art, you know, plan to come on a Tuesday night. It's some great talent. It's really some great talent in Fort Worth. In fact, in the DFW, because people come from all over. So I love Tuesday nights. And then, of course, we have our author signings. And just recently, we had one today. It was a fiction author here, Sheila Gauls. She's a national best-selling author. And then, you know, recently we had Teddy Riley. And he's a music mongo, and he was here. And that was a great event. And, you know, we do have celebrity signings coming up. We got, you know, 2 Chainz. I probably don't know 2 Chainz, but 2 Chainz is a major rapper. Yeah. And so, yeah. You know 2 Chainz? We know 2 Chainz.
I may be 73, but I ain't just 73. Okay.
I love her, okay? I do. But yeah, so he'll be here March 7th. So, you know, we want to get the community out, because the more, you know, they see each other having these great events, the more they want to come to Fort Worth. And, you know, we also have other businesses here, so to kind of help, you know, share the wealth, as they say, you know. So definitely, if you're available March 7th at 3 o'clock, make yourself available. Tell someone about it.
Tell them all the celebrities you've had here. You've had Fantasia. A lot of celebrities in here.
Yeah, because you know why? A lot of celebrities turn author, and so they're trying to get their book out, and so that's kind of why that happens in the publishing houses. They don't have a lot of black bookstores. It's not too many of us, and so they want to send them, and they know they get a greater response if they go to a black bookstore. Although we got to push for it, because, you know, that's a whole nother conversation. If my sister was here, she would definitely delve into that one. Right? So I'm not going to delve into that one. But, yeah, so it's a constant fight. I guess, you know, for all industries, no matter what industry we're in, we gotta push. You know what I'm saying? We just got to push. And so we're in the book selling industry, so we just left a book conference. And so we just, you know, we just always got to push. But again, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Tammy, for just supporting. She's a great supporter, great friend. We love you. We thank you. She do not want us to fail. She's like, y'all are not going to fail. she got to hear our woes, you know, because, you know, we probably share too much with her.
Pick up cans.
So we appreciate you and all that you do. Oh my gosh. You know, she's so inspiring. I mean, she does so many events, and she loves our community, our people, our culture, our history. So, you know, we just make a great match. So we appreciate you. And thank you all for being here. Definitely, if we don't have the book that you're looking for, we can order it. So support us.
To say, we've had LL Cool J here, Fantasia here, Teddy Riley here, Deion Sanders here, just to name a few. Multiple celebrities. Like she said, they all write books, and their agents put them in a tour to come here through the Doc Bookshop in Fort Worth, Texas, because there are not very many black-owned bookstores all over the United States. So that's why this is such a rare and precious gem that we have here. We'd encourage people to please come out. You know, spend here tonight. Encourage others to come here and spend, as well as you want to, you know, utilize the Doc for, you know, small events like this. We're going to start a book club for United Black Contractors. They're going to give me a book list for us to read and talk about, you know, Think and Grow Rich, just different books in terms of business. So please support the Doc Bookstore. Okay. He's getting up. I just want to acknowledge this young man here. He might as well hold his little finger. Okay, both his hands are full. Go ahead. Yeah. So, So this young man here, I just wanted to just make a few remarks. I can't say, I was just telling my daughter, talking about you the other day, Jeff, well today, about, and you surprised me you came, about how inspirational he is. And I think about, I was sharing with my kids about all the things that I go through. So what I do is not easy. It is extremely hard. I have a lot of criticism. You talk about no friends, people talking about you, blackballed in the industry, even with my own people.
Amen.
Because I speak up for the narrative of black folks, and not just that, I speak up for black men. Now, if you ever want to be criticized, and you can say the black family, you can say the black woman, but when you start talking about the black male, it's something about that. And then on top of that, my platform is the black male in economics. So when you start fighting for black men, you move from socialism to economics, you get a target on your back, right? So I was just telling her today, Chelsea bear witness, I said, I think about Jeff, Mr. Postel, like I said, I met Jeff many years ago. He started out working in general labor and construction. And I was just telling her, I said, I grow inspiration for him to just know what he went through on the construction sites. We have one of my brothers here, Mr. Noah Livingston, could attest to that once you bid the job, get awarded the job, you got to survive on the construction site. Those superintendents, when you show with black crews, they completely run the crew off. When you show up as black labor, they'll complain to the owner and say you're lazy, or they'll, in cases with Mr. Noah Livingston, he hooked up a whole electrical box and the white folks ripped all the wires out of the box, and so he wouldn't pass inspection. Yes, they did. I'm not gonna say what Noel said. You're not gonna say but they took out, to try to make, he had a deadline to turn the temp power up. They wanted him to fail. All his men showed up twice on construction sites. They ran all his men off the sites. When you show up with black men on construction sites, they run them off. There's something I talked to the mayor of Fort Worth about that we got to have some type of oversight, Councilwoman, because once we get the job, these superintendents do things purposely to run us off the construction site. So I was just thinking about Jeff. I was like, Jeff survived all of that. He survived all of that from general labor. He moved on to superintendent, and he moved his way all the way up to being and I say this with proud, a major $100 million general contractor. And what I love about him is that he's humble. Jeff is humble, and he supports everybody. He comes out, and he's so quick to support us. He's God-fearing. We've been having prayer for 5 years from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. with United Black Contractors for the past 5 years. Jeff very seldom even misses a call. Sometimes he's dropping off his son at school, but he's on that call with us, and him and his lovely wife would say, if you want to wave, Charlene, we love Charlene. I would say, I do recall when they were dating. I remember when he introduced me to her when they were dating years ago. But I love him. That's my brother. I love his family. And if you would just come give us a few words of inspiration, let's give him a round of applause. This is our Dak Prescott of construction, you all. Let's give a standing ovation, because I love this brother. Let's stand up. We cheer for everybody else. Let's cheer for Captain Posted.
Thank you. And real quick, y'all, Councilwoman People, you hit the nail on the head. We've got to create jobs for people that look like us. And what that entails is the experience that you're going to see that somebody like Noel Livingston will get in the field as he started his career in electrical work. Myself in carpentry and drywall work at 19 years old as a laborer, scrubbing grout lines and tuck pointing brick in the 106-degree weather. In an industry where they don't, it's tough for people that look like us sometimes to be in this industry. Which is just weird to me, that simply a human being wants to make a living for himself and take care of his family, but it's it's weird that you're trying to do that. So it's unfortunate, and it still happens today with our staff. We got 150 folks that work for us. We've got a really close to a third of our self-performance people that look like us, and it's hell. It is hell keeping people off of my black bros on these job sites. It's unbelievable. And but all that being said, y'all, but we got to fight through. It is what it is. We got to fight through. And over my career in construction, which is now 28 years, and this is construction gray right here, by the way. 28 years in this business, y'all. 18 years of it was working for somebody else and sharpening my tools. Putting my tool belt on, adding tools to that tool belt every year, from a laborer to a helper, to a skilled journeyman, to going back to college, to becoming a project engineer, to becoming an assistant project manager, a superintendent, an assistant estimator, a senior project manager, a business development person, over 18 years working for large firms. But then taking all those tools that I grabbed and sharpened over 18 years and then taking it and creating our own company and then making sure that we make sure that blood and those tears and that sweat gets to other people that look like me so they can have the same story. That's what we have to create it for ourselves. And listen, it's paying tithes. It's paying tithes. You got to give up some of that bottom line to invest back into your community. I can turn my butt to Nicaragua right now and go there and just live and do whatever and say, how do you know I done did my time? But if I do that, I'm missing doing what I need to do for my brothers right here. Right. So I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna use some of the profits that we make to invest it into our nonprofit, to invest it into training for folks that look like us, to invest it into time to simply advocate because Greg, I gotta go out to NPC to keep them guys off my bros every week. Cause they trying to run my guys off of my jobs. Right. They trying to run my guys off of my job. Right. How does that happen? But we gonna fight though. And so what I would encourage everybody here to do is find a way to invest into into communities that look like you, look like us. Listen, I'm unapologetically Southeast Fort Worth.
Yeah, come on.
I'm not gonna take my offices to Frisco. I'm not gonna take them to Argyle.
Yes.
They don't even want me to work up there anyway.
Right.
Amen.
So I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna bid work in the city of Fort Worth. I'm gonna bid work in Crowley, Everman, DeSoto, Cedar Hill, Lancaster, Duncanville, Oak Cliff. I'm gonna bid where we work and where we live, so we can make our transportation situations a little tighter. I can't ask this brother drive to. I can't ask him to drive to Justin.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't ask him to drive to Aledo, Salina.
Right.
I need him driving 15 minutes
That's right.
to Forest Hill. I need him driving 20 minutes to Crowley. So, but we gotta stay in here, y'all. We gotta stay in here. Don't leave. What's the movie, baby? Hustle and Flow. They said, Skinny, we miss you, Skinny. Come home. Come home. All right. Hey, listen, this is a great event. Tammy, thank you for keep doing what you're doing. Y'all fight. Keep fighting. Hey, what the crazy dude that's in the office right now, when he put his fist up, y'all remember that? Hey, I'm on the same thing. Fight. Thank y'all.
He's so inspirational, you guys. I want you guys to hear that construction is one of the top 3 industries in the United States. And one of the reasons why it's important is you cannot have capitalism without construction. And I try to explain this to my people. For 400 years, the black men, you were the general contractors. That's right. After slavery, we had the post period from 1863 to 1900. They had the slaves teach them all the trades, right? Then after you taught them all the trades and you went out and tried to build your own towns, they burnt up all the towns, killed all the animals, burnt up all the seeds, and forced you back into sharecropping. Then they created the Davis-Bacon Act in 1904, which unionized construction on the East Coast, right? And then if you look at all the major big firms, the Balfours, the Becks, the Austin, they all started 1896, 1905, 1910, right after slavery. So they unionized it, and then in the South, they came up with all these bonding requirements, right? Well, of course, we weren't allowed to own no land, we couldn't bank, no insurance. So the reason why they don't want us in construction, because construction is capitalism, right? You better read the 13th Amendment. After 1865, they created that 13th Amendment that keeps us one step above the prison population, right? So that's why I fight so hard in this industry, because in order for us to practice real covert systemic capitalism, we have to be in construction. And Jeffrey Postel represents that. For him to be able to fight his way, because I'm amazed at just what, and not just Noel, but what I've heard through the years, like he said, that they're throwing his men off of his job sites. They don't mind you being doctors, lawyers, but it's something about when you're a general contractor, right? Because when you can build, that means you have finances. When you build, you can award contracts. When you build, you can hire general labor, right? You are a builder of society. So I just wanted to add that on to help our people understand that systemically, they weeded us out of this industry. I can go on to LBJ in 1968. I can go on, but I'm gonna shut up. Okay, so we have we had that kind of time. I'm real passionate. All right, so we have a young man here. We call him the Whisperer because when he started whispering, you in trouble. So if you want to come on up, so he's going to bring greetings to all three of these young men that are getting awards. All three are black men, all three in construction, and all three are Freemasons. All three are, and two are part of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. So he's an Omega and he's a Mason. So come on up. He's going to bring greetings. Being a black man as well as Omega Psi Phi. And he's on the square, my brother. He's a bearer of light. Those of you know what I'm talking about.
Beautiful people of the world. How y'all doing?
Good.
Won't be before you long. Free will. History. Beauty in its finest form. Right? The intention of these men, I can't say enough about it, right? We got a company started in Mississippi, right? Old Shreveport boy, right? We got a man that came from a family that didn't have a bathroom, no running water.
That's right.
Right? We got an IT guy, right, who developed a company that propelled my company to be what it is today, right? So, lifting higher as we climb is right here in this room.
Amen.
Right? And when it's in you and it's not on you, you can't fake it.
That's right.
Right? So, all these men today, I honor because I thank God for you. Humbly, I thank God for you. There were a million things that I wrote and I wanted to speak and I wanted to say, but I know for a fact friendship is essential to the soul. I know for a fact old Psalms 133. Right? So, you men, I thank you. You women, I thank you for supporting our men. Right? So, God bless you. And I will continue to strive because I stand on their shoulders. Amen?
Amen.
That is so deep, and that's what I'm saying, that the black excellence that's in the room, from two of them are from Louisiana. One of the things I love about Edwin don't change who he is for nobody. He does not. He was telling me how he got baptized in the pond behind his house and he picked yams. Noel talked about, like he said, running water, and he grew up in a house without lights in it. He's going to talk. He became infatuated with electricity because he grew up in a house with kerosene lighting, and just the wonderful stories. Gregory Cody from the East Coast coming here to Texas and be able to excel. He excelled in the military, and just the great stories of perseverance is why we are honoring these three young men today. Okay. All right, so we have a young man too. I guess I'm gonna bring him up before we go ahead and do the awards. Edwin, this young man has a bachelor's degree from Sam Houston State. Come on up. He wanted to, his uncle is a part of United Keith Davis, KD, played for the Cowboys, and he came to me. He was like, "My nephew is a civil engineer, and like Edwin, he couldn't find a job. Edwin gave him a job, and so since he's been working for Edwin's giving us the report of what a great job that this young man has been doing. I believe he was waiting tables, and so in civil engineering, it's a trick. We got a lot of black men that are, again, black men are builders, right? Civil engineering, architects. If you don't get it's how can I say this? They'll say, well, we're not gonna get a job because you have no experience. Edwin gives so many young black males the experience. They'll stay with him, and then hopefully they'll stay with him. But if not, they'll move on to get experience. But without Edwin and this DFW, nobody would give these young black men a chance. Right. So come on up, my brother. He wants to make some remarks to you, Edwin.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's truly an honor to be up here to represent my boss, Mr. Edwin Jones, because just as she stated, I made the president's list 4 times, and it was hard for me to find a job out of college. And Mr. Jones gave me the opportunity, so I'm forever grateful for him. Mr. Jones, he is just a great leader. He's a courageous one, a person of high aspirations and high courage, very, very high courage. My very first time meeting and talking to him, he told me, he said, "I don't want you to be just like me. I want you to be better than me." He said, "These other people, they'll come out here and they're going to teach you how to work for them forever. I don't want you to work for me forever. I want you to grow and be able to start your own business." So I appreciate him for that, because everybody else I talk to, they just want me to work for them for the rest of my life. He started in me the courage to believe in myself, to try new things, and he tells me every day, you just got to be 1% better than you was the day before. Just get up and try to be 1% better each day and believe in yourself. So I truly, truly appreciate that from him. He treats everybody with respect. It don't matter your walk of life, where you're from, or how you look like. Every time he walks into a room, he demands the room, not because of who he is, because he's earned that respect around people, and every time he talks to someone. Mr. Jones, your leadership, integrity, and your commitment into helping young black men like me, you deserve every award that comes to you, and you deserve many more. And I just want to tell you thank you, and thank you for lifting as you climb it, and I'll make sure when I'm in your position one day, I'm going to do the same thing. So thank you.
You're going to make me start crying. Oh, God. That is just so beautiful. I'm so passionate about our young African-American males. I forgot about my sisters either. But I'm very passionate to meet clean-cut young men like this. And that's one of the reasons why I fight so hard, Councilwoman, for people like EJS, because he is the biggest black civil engineering firm. And he took, Edwin, you got what, 5 offices?
Yes.
Yes. Dallas, Shreveport, Mississippi, Jackson, where? Houston. So he's at 100 employees in New Orleans. And so me and Edwin, boy, we done been in many meetings fighting. Boy, blood be on the wall. Woo, baby, I fight hard for Edwin because I'm like, I know that, and what burns me up is that Edwin is 20 years? Yes. He still has to fight like he just started. I had a fight with the city of Dallas. I said, he needs prime work. Stop giving this man, he got 100 employees. I said, he's got all UT, the top graduates, but because of his color of his skin, we have to fight like he just started 90 days ago. But one thing I love about Edwin is that he stays in that fight. So, okay, we'll talk more about that. All right, so first we're going to go ahead and start with our What's presentation. We're going to bring this young man up. He has an incredible, incredible testimony. Again, growing up in Gaydon, Louisiana. I never even heard of Gaydon. Is it past New Orleans?
Before New Orleans.
Before New Orleans. And just a great, they need to make a movie out of your life. You know, I talk about Jeff's life, but come on up. Without further ado, we got Mr. Noel Livingston. One of our honorees, 2026. So, if you go ahead and make a 2-minute remarks, I'm going to grab your award. No, go ahead and make remarks, but no, I'll get that for you.
You'll get that, I'll take it.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Mr. Noel Livingston.
I'm going to try to squeeze this into 2 minutes. First and foremost, I'd like to give God all the glory.
Amen.
All the glory for without him, I am nothing. Number 2, I'd like to wish my lovely wife another happy birthday. Number 3, my biggest supporter. I sat in Tammy's office 2 or 3 years ago, two and a half years ago. Sat down, and it was my first time sitting in a room with black people. As an electrician, the room was always white. So I was the only black, always. Felt out of place, with the highest licenses, but they still made me feel out of place. I had higher licenses than the entire room, but I still felt out of place. So Tammy and my friend, Jeff Postell, they have been coaching me. They call me Unc, because I have a very low tolerance for people to look at me down here. I need you up here. So since I have a low tolerance, and I was born in the 60s, I'm not polished like Mr. Jeff. So I lean on them for guidance, just to be able to make it through these projects. They have sharpened my skills. They have had my wife working night and day, getting paperwork. We want the jobs, but we're not ready. We don't have paperwork. So they've taught us how to get paperwork ready. Don't lie on the paperwork. Just get the paperwork ready. Your skills are already there. So get the paperwork ready and everything else follows. A little bit of history about being kicked off of job sites. Just as Jeff did, I have been kicked off multi-million-dollar jobs. 2 years ago, my wife and I lost 2 projects that were valued over $3 million. When we left those projects, we were nearly $500,000 in debt on each one. And I stand here today out of debt. So honey, thank you for being frugal. Thank you for not allowing me to waste my money. And last but not least, I'd like to give a couple of people that are in our corner, supporters. Pastor Ellery Daniels and his wife. And a 10-year master electrician friend of mine that I'm so excited about connecting with again, Mr. Dietrich Christ. Would you please stand, please? Pastor Ellery Daniels and Andrea, would y'all please stand, please? I want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for supporting me. And I'd be remiss if I would not thank Mr. Gregory Cody and Mr. Jeff Postell for trusting me with their contracts. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
All right, so without further ado, I wanted to say to you, thank you so much for all that you have done to capacity build for us with United Black Contractors. Him and his lovely wife are building a house in South Dallas, and it's amazing being around our people, because this house is boys in the hood. I've never seen. I'm from South Dallas, but Noelle made friends with the drug dealer on the corner. Craig and Day Day literally live across the street. There's an old lady that watched the house for us next door. But Noelle, they make sure nobody touches that house. They make sure Noelle can leave his generator. I think somebody did steal something one time. One of the men came, went and got it and beat the guy up and brought it back. I mean, you can, we've been probably, people come by and sell roach spray, packs of chicken, lawnmowers, paper towels, and everything. But this house, I'm so proud of how they utilize members out of United Black Contractors, and this is just only the beginning to capacity build on this house and other projects. And to you, thank you so much for being a part of us and just being that stellar, refulgent light. And you didn't go into details about your personal testimony, but growing up. But thank you for being Black excellence and not giving up, regardless of all the things that have happened, regardless of all the people that talked about you, put you down, even the things that you went through recently, when he brought a crew of Black men to work for him on the construction sites. And it burns me up how they run the Black men out, but Noel keep bringing them back. So for this, I greet you and tell you thank you so much for being Black excellence and being a part of United Black Contractors.
This is not normally what we do at the city, but I've been running like crazy, so this is a placeholder. Don't anybody look at this and say, ugh. Okay, this is a placeholder, but we want to recognize you for your work, your leadership, and your unwavering dedication to building capacity for Black folks and people who look like us. And we want to salute you on behalf of the city of Fort Worth. You will get a fancy framed proclamation, but for your outstanding contributions, and we want to extend our best wishes for continued success and prosperity to PNC Electric for many years to come. So this is a placeholder, and you can the good stuff. You want to bring your missus up here?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, come on up here, missus.
Yes.
Oh, she's taking pictures. Wait a minute, she can't stand by me because she look too good. Your husband. Get over here.
Make sure you come in front of the podium.
Okay. Tell me where you go. Now get her, yeah, leave me behind the podium, okay?
Here we go. Thank you so much. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I love this, Black excellence. Love it. That was our theme last year for our event at the W Hotel. All right. Next up, we've got Mr. Gregory Cody. Would you come right on up? Round of applause. Another bearer of light. Mr. Cody here, I have so much admiration and respect for. He has helped so many in the industry. He's given me calls and gotten folks contracts. And Councilwoman is currently working on the JPS Hospital here. Woohoo! It's in the city of Fort Worth. And he too has a wonderful story of perseverance. How he came here from the East Coast, military, came here down to Texas. And Mr. Cody here builds a lot of VA hospitals. So he does a lot of building for the federal government. And those of you know, to be a Black man in this industry, to build for the federal government at the level that he does is phenomenal. So would you bless us with 2-minute remarks, please, sir? We'd be humbled.
First, I'd like to start out by saying thanking God for
Amen.
just His favor, because 3 o'clock in the morning comes a lot when you're an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. You know, you're like, I'm gonna make payroll. Yeah. So you have these thoughts, but as you move forward, you always want somebody to fight for you. And I was in the Air Force, but if I was in a foxhole, I wanted a Marine. That's a Marine. That's a Marine right there. Because she's dogmatic. I mean, when she gets on something, she's on something. So my hat's off to you. Thank you so very much. And as far as for me, I'm a little country boy. Grew up on a tobacco farm and couldn't wait to spring when we could run around with no shoes on. So that goes to show where I'm from. So, and then I, went in the Air Force and, started flying. And everybody's back home said, he'll never make it, he'll be back home. And I remember I said, I didn't even get a TV for the first 6 months I was at flight school. I said, I ain't going back. So, you just have to persevere. So, saw that through and then got into service, and then I was there for a while, and there was a special operations deal that came up. And they were like, we never had a Black special operation navigator. I said, well, you got one now. And the reason it was, I told them, I said, man, I already spent my travel pay. I said, so you can't send me back. That's what they said. They said, well, we're looking at your record. You ain't got everything that you need. I said, man, I already spent my money. So they made it real hard for me to get through.
Sure.
But I got through and came here, and me and a friend of mine, we started a company in Florida. We started flipping houses, and he was in the 8A program, and I owned part of the company. Contracting officer called me up one day and said, hey, you can't be in the service and be part of the contract. So I gave my part of the company to him. And then we moved out here, and then the rest is kind of history. Did some corporate stuff, and then my friend, unfortunately, lost his wife in a tragic accident. So then I started kind of a branch of the company out here. And then we did government work for forever. We're still been in business, 24 years this year. And, GCC stands for Greg and Carol Cody. You know, I always want to give her props because you cannot do this alone. Trust me, you cannot do this alone. This is a tough road. And like I say, 3 o'clock in the morning is rough sometimes because you don't always go back to sleep. You're just there. But that's a good time to talk to God.
Amen. Amen.
And He'll show you.
That's right. Yeah.
We've been here before.
Yeah.
And you're going to do all right. But sometimes, that time is rough.
Yeah.
But everybody in here, God is faithful. And His favor is everlasting.
Yes.
And that's what you need to remember.
Yes.
Thank you.
So thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being such a supporter of United Black Contractors. He's one to, like many of you in here, Mr. Postel and others that see about me, right? They see about me. Tell me, what do you need? Or Mr. Jones is one as well. Worry about me. He's one that whatever I ask for, he produces. And I want to tell you, thank you so much. And thank you for all that you persevered and you've gone through. He also he's a part of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, the Denton chapter. And they have a nonprofit called Omega Seeds. And so when they go out and they mentor young black males and teach them skills, and we had lunch and he told me about all the wonderful things that he does in the community and mentoring young black males. And I want to tell you thank you, and I want to encourage you. Coretta Scott King is one of my favorite iconic persons because she was so beautiful and quiet, stellar. She never said anything. But I watched the documentary, and she had such beautiful handwriting. They showed her letters, and she would sign everything Coretta Scott King, continue. And so I say to you, Mr. Cody, continue. And on behalf of United Black Contractors, thank you for being Black Excellence.
All right. Here is another placeholder. You will get the fancy thing. You will get. Tammy, get on. Oh,
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
Okay, she's working on it. Okay.
Here we go. Thank you. 1, 2, hold it right there. And 1, 2, and 3. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's give another round of applause.
I got on my sneakers now. I'm good with my sneakers now.
I get emotional. You can't do this and not cry. And so I get on our prayer calls on Monday mornings. A couple of people have to help me out because I get in this fight that we have. Nobody else has a fight like ours.
Amen.
Nobody does. And so these individuals that we're talking about are the best of us. Okay, this individual is Mr. Edward Jones. You come right up. Also a member of Omega Psi Phi, Prince Hall Mason as well. So this is my brother. Sometimes we fight like cat and dogs, and he tell me the truth, make me mad, but But Edwin is my forever brother, my forever friend. His lovely wife Sheila. I gotta tell you a story. So me and Edwin, to show you what type of queen that he has. We were going to lunch one day, and just so happened we were all going to the parking garage at the same time. And Edwin had driven his son's car with like a little compact car.
Yeah, the little black.
Ooh, she got on Edwin. Said, Edwin, don't you ever take her to lunch in that car. Edwin, you take her to lunch in a BMW. Now, man's wife to say that, and thank you. Just a beautiful. And then when I ran for public office, I'll never forget this either. It was in my brain. And Edwin said, "Well, Tammy, I'm going to support you." I said, "You know how you hear people say that they're going to support you." And so he said, "Well, I'm going to bring you a contribution to support you." And we met, I forget, we met in the parking lot somewhere. And his wife, with that old pretty smile, you know, she I mean, to have somebody's wife hand me the check, just smiled in the car. But that's what kind of queen that Sheila has. So thank you so much for all the support that you've given me and United Black. And what a smile. I thank you so much for that. But this is my brother here. He fights really hard. Civil engineering and architecture is a very hard field. You think construction's hard. It's hard for a black man. He's probably one of the few black males that are even in that field. And he too has an incredible testimony of how his teacher told him that he would, you know, he couldn't get in construction. And he told his teacher one day he's going to build a bridge like the Mississippi Bridge. Amen. And he has. Amen. So, he's huge Southern University alum. We love the Southern Jaguars. And what's their football team y'all got down there that's not the Cowboys?
Who that?
Who that? There you go, Louisiana, yes. So he loves the New Orleans Saints, and he's a big contributor. He's also with the Bayou Classic, just a beautiful person. I went to Edmonds. We've been friends for 10 years. I'll never forget, I saw this big box of Pampers and aspirin. I was at the office and I said, Edwin, where's all that going? He said, I'm sending this to Africa. So Edwin sends supplies. I'm not sure what tribe or what to Africa, but him and his wife, they send boxes and boxes of different supplies, aspirin, Pampers, different things. But he has such a heart for the black community like I've ever seen. And I need to be quiet because you're supposed to be talking. So without further ado, we got remarks from Mr. Edwin Jones.
First of all, giving all praises and honor to God. I always like to tell y'all this story. Back in 1988, my wife, I told her, I said, I want this Casio calculator, you know, because I'm in civil engineering school, real fancy. And it was like about $120. So her father sends her some money for, was it Christmas?
No, it's for me.
Well, so Hosea, but her father sends her this money for her. She goes and spend all of that money buy me my calculator. So that was her first investment in me. But some years later, 3 o'clock in the morning, I said, you know what, I want to go and start my own business. I was expecting her because I was in graduate school. I was driving in Fort Worth to FAA because I was a program manager. I was expecting, and we had a little baby in the house. So I was expecting her to say, you crazy? You better, do what you need to do. She tells me that night, well, get up and go type your resignation and turn it in.
Amen.
So she made an investment in me. Then she quit her accounting job to go full-time and help us 20-some years ago to do this thing. And I'm telling y'all, she done been through everything with me, opening all these offices, dealing with payroll, Cody, just everything that it takes a woman, that a man needs when he's trying to build a company, and we need that from the woman. Amen. When the stress get on the men's, who we drive crazy at home? Yeah, when I'm stressed out and I got payroll and the clients are being, doing things to me, she has to absorb all of that and still be my wife, still be, still maintain the house, still take care of the baby. So I want to just tell you, Sheila, that you're my soulmate in this EJS business. Tammy has been one of the most truest warriors for all of us. Yes, the most truest of the warriors for all of us. And yeah, sometimes I call her before a meeting, I say, Tammy, Now you need to get yourself together before this meeting. She done already clowned at the last meeting.
Y'all, that's not what you say. Y'all forgive me. He said, Tammy, you bullshit. That's what he said.
Folks there, I'm saying, Tammy, you gotta get yourself together because this meeting here, we got to get through this meeting. But anyway, everything that Tammy is doing and the United Black Contractors is doing is on point. But Tammy did one thing that a lot of the other organizations did. She said, I would not accept money from the cities or nobody. Because once you accept money as an organization from the city, they telling you what to do after that. Because the first time you don't say or do something that they want, they say, we're going to stop sending the money. So Tammy depends on us, right? Anyway, when I was a senior in high school, my high school teacher told me, you don't need to go to college, you need to go to Job Corps, you don't need to do this. And she told me, definitely don't go to one of them schools like Grambling and Southern. She said, you need to go to LSU, Northwestern, or wherever. I did totally opposite of what she said.
Good.
And the Lord saw it through for me, and He blessed me enough to be tough, to be courageous, and, you know, just to see it through. But I want to end with this. We finally, Sheila and I, about to get our first grandbaby. So, yeah, I got me a girl coming because we got boys. So we excited. Tammy, we gonna keep fighting. We gonna keep pushing, and we gonna keep doing what we need to do. And then I'm gonna invest into the young futures like Robert back there. I'm gonna invest into you guys, Robert. Because I got a big Houston office and he's from the Houston area, right? And I've been trying to get him to go down there and take over Houston before he opened his own company. You know, I want to give you a chance to go and feel what it takes to run that office down there and compete with the mayor's offices and do what you need to do. Because eventually, you need to have Robert Dale, whatever, or whatever you want to call it, you need your own business. But Tammy, thank you. Thank you for being you. And I want to thank, I've been knowing these people for a long time. Hey, I've been in that mayor's race with you 2 times.
Yes, you were.
And hopefully, if you got the energy, you might give it one more run.
Thank you so much for those.
Come on, Sheila, come on.
Come on up for these inspiring words, and that's what I'm talking about.
So, let me just say, there is nothing like a grandbaby, is there? There is nothing like a grandbaby. I was 65 when I got my first grandbaby. Okay, and again, this is a placeholder. Okay, you will get the official plaque. Okay.
Thank you so much. Here we go. Watch me, please. Thank you. Hold it. 1 and 2 and 3.
Okay, got it.
All right. So everyone, thank you so much for being you and staying in this fight. I know it gets rough, but just know that I got your back, your side, and your front. And you got a sister for life.
Yes, thank you. Oh, Tammy, I forgot to say our help to the Blood, Sweat, and Tear brothers. So,
okay, now this is a mega thing. Everybody, what's going on there? Everybody says I'm partial to the bros, and I said that is not true. But I will admit, though, the bros, I'm telling you, so a lot of the activities that we do in United, different various chapters from Mega Sci-Fi, do come out and do support. So I do appreciate the bros and what they bring to United Black Contractors. And I say, well, maybe it's a construction thing, but there are a lot of megas I noticed that are in construction. But thank you to all your various chapters. Okay, so all the awards are gone and we've got some food. So my brother here from the East Coast, Troy's here. He said, Tammy, I'm gonna cater for you next time. Y'all gotta excuse me for pizza. I'm tired. We planned on some things, but I was like, oh my God. So moving forward, I'm gonna have people cater all these events. I just can't do it. Toting, ordering food. We've grown so much, and so it's to the point that I just can't do it, and I can't do it by myself. And so, but you know, he's gonna cater for us next time. And I want to thank all of you for coming. We do have some time if you guys want to eat, mingle. Please spend money here with the doc. We want to keep them here. Donna, where's Mother? Mother's not here? She's like, I did this. Oh, come on up, Danya. I didn't say so. This is the other sister. So typically, mother is here, their mom is here. But these two women are very, very good friends of mine. Us two, blood, sweat, and tears. And I vowed to them that we got to pick up cans. We're never going to see this bookstore close.
Yeah.
And there have been so many people that have tried to stop them and criticize them and tell them black folks won't buy books. When, you know, we gave the world written forms of writing and also oratory. So I want to thank you for all that you do. You will make a few remarks for our adjourn.
I don't know if I have much words. I just came back from Pittsburgh the other day, and then I ran in and did Judge Mary Ellen Hicks naming of her legal organization. And then I got an award, and Deborah Peoples did my remarks, and she did such a beautiful job. I mean, I was sitting over there in tears bawling, and the parallel that she did for the bookstore and the Harlem Renaissance, I can't even repeat it. I was just in awe. I was just like, wow. It was just amazing. And me and my business partner have just been on just a journey these past couple of days. But United Black Contractors is so near and dear to me. Noel, no, I got a son. My son used to work for Noel, but people don't know that my son has been doing electrical since he started 9th grade at Trimble Tech. And he won an award to go to a national youth program at Georgia Tech. And I don't think Donovan ever probably told you that he won a capstone design award at Georgia Tech. He's never probably talked about that because he's quiet, but I think working under Noel gave him a reality of life, and he learned a lot of life lessons under Noel. But the challenges that he had as a young man in that field is daunting. Just even in residential, I mean, because you don't have them that young and working in apartments, and people don't trust him. Like, I told him, don't do residential, son, do commercial, please, stop it. He's had a gun pulled out on him because people don't believe that he's doing what he's doing. And that happened a couple of times, but he actually made friends with the people that pulled a gun because it got so crazy because, you know, he had to outsmart that whole situation. Like, okay, I'm gonna mark you done and complete, but if your apartment blow up, that's on you. And so it just navigating those conversations, it's really hard on a lot of these young black men. And I just give it up to you guys. Jeff always asks me about Donovan. I don't know. Donovan gained so many certifications that I don't know, you know, EPA. He just continues to add them. But I just think you guys pouring into him all the time. He's still trying to find his way in this industry. It is difficult for them. So Tammy, I will support Tammy 100% because I know firsthand of what's happening to these young men on the front line that have navigated from college into a trade. He said, Mom, I could do electrical, but I still had to go out here and prove myself in this field.
Right.
And so that's what he's doing. And I got some stories for days. But I won't labor that. But Tammy, and we talked to Tammy, I was reading this book. I'm reading a lot of books. But it was actually the 13th Amendment. We were doing a program on the ratification of the 13th Amendment 160 years later. That's when the true ending of slavery was in December of 6th. And last year marked 160 years. And it was in that book that talked about what the enslaved had to do in Reconstruction, how they had to build their own communities. And at the end of the book, it had a list of books to start an economic or professional or a business book club to navigate the politics and the economics and owning your own land and building on land and making it yours. And I said, golly, Tammy, this is for you. So Tammy said, you know what? We're going to start a book club, and you give me those list of books. And it's some probably around 80 titles of books that I could show you if you pass the test some of the ones that we're going to explore for her organization. But it is an honor to be able to launch a book club under this organization that I just hold so dear. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And before you, all of you, before you walk out the door, you're gonna pass the register, spend some money, and give them some business, and tell people to come back here, because we want to keep it. And we're praying and we're believing God that she's going to be able to go into other markets and be able to do great things. So my daughter's right there. So my kids are here. So wave, Chelsea, wave, Christina. Okay. Yes, sir.
I want to mention one thing.
Oh, come on.
I should have mentioned earlier. It'll come out publicly here within the next week, but just FYI, the National Juneteenth Museum will be built by H.J. Russell Postel Group and Source Building. 100% African American led group for $70 million, state of the art, world class museum right here in Funky Town, Fort Worth, Texas. Absolutely.
That's okay. District 5 is going to be in the mix. Thank you.
I heard you about that Chelsea District 8.
I heard that too.
She's chief of staff for District 8. Oh, yeah, I know. We got pride in 5.
That's right.
So again, I want to thank my humblest. Thank you so much to Miss Deborah Peoples. I just hope to be like you one day when I grow up. To have all the energy that you have, and I was so grateful that she ran for public. First, she didn't want to run, and I said no. Somebody had said no. I don't want. Deborah Peoples, this is her seat, her season, and I'm so glad that you did that, and you're representing us downtown. And as a black female, she has that lioness energy in her, and she fights for us. And then being a black woman in a male-dominated, I always have heard, with Tammy, you work with me and this and other. I said, well, let me help you understand something. Who else better to understand a black man than a black woman? We birthed you and we raised you. And so that's the key to my success, is I understand who, and I understand what you are. I understand your needs. I understand the history, and it makes me fight. It makes it come out of me. And so I want to thank all of you that are here, all of our honorees, Mr. Edwin Jones, we've got Greg Cody, Noel Livingston, we've got, I call him I kind of spoke prophetically, I call him the mayor of Fort Worth, Jeff Postel already, so. Mayor of Fort Worth, but Jeffrey Postel, and all of you that are here, Mr. Dale Anderson, thank you for coming. I see you. EPS, Demolition is here, he's been 20 years with TxDOT, and that's a whole nother fight, dealing with TxDOT, and African Americans with TxDOT even less than 1%. So I be up at night. I try to take one fight at a time. It's overwhelming. So because I'm coming in behind 50 years of no real representation of us, and like Edwin stated, that a lot of times what they do is they come in with the money, right? They come in with the checks, right? When they start giving you money, here comes control. I can't stand before the mayor in Dallas, look him in his face like I did, and say, I'm ambassador for black men in this industry, and I'm not ashamed, and I'm not afraid to say that, right? So that's one of the things that I love, that we're free, and I fight to keep us free, where we don't have to hold our head down. I had a meeting with the mayor pro tem of Dallas today. I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna close, it's real funny. She told me to go talk to the city manager, and I said, well, I'm kinfolk and kinfolk. I don't know why you sending me over there. I'm here talking to you.
That's right.
And then she goes to a meeting, another meeting that the council member called me and said she was bragging that she was in a meeting with United Black Contractors, and Tammy Pierce gave her a history lesson. She already knew most of what she said. DeWanda was in the meeting with me. I couldn't believe she said that. But I got a call, all of a sudden I got to meet with the city manager in Dallas after that meeting. I want to tell you that. All of a sudden now she want to sit down and she want to talk. But those are some of the things that I have to go through. As black contractors, we are not in the private market. Just want you all to understand that. They want to allow us in the private market. The only way we do, the majority of us, we're in the public sector. So in the public sector, you have to deal with elected officials, mayors, county commissioners, city council members, in order to be able to advocate for your group. So my hope and prayer is that we begin to build the private sector, and we get more on the development side, where we can be more in control of who we pick on these projects. So thank you all for coming out. Go to UnitedBlackContractors.com and learn a lot about the organization and what we're doing, our next upcoming events. Please keep me covered in prayer. Wherever there's God, there's always the devil. But I told people I was made for this. I was appointed and anointed to do this work. So join me in the fight for black contractors. Join me as black women that are sitting in here. Join me in the fight for black men. Because it's going to have to come for us to stand up and fight for them, not socialism, but vote for them fight for them for capitalism. So God bless you. Love you from the depths of my heart. Turn and hug your neighbor like they say in church. And don't hug nobody's husband now. All right.